Hello, my name's Sian, and I'm a community children's nurse, and I'm here to talk to you about Beads of Courage. Unfortunately, my colleague Siobhan couldn't be here today, but I have my friends Maria and Lisa in the audience. So Beads of Courage came into the country from America through the Children's Oncology Network, and each bead signifies an intervention that a child has, and each set of beads for the children is very different. It's their journey. We were the first trust, we're still in the second trust, that has taken Beads of Courage out of the world of children's oncology and into the world of children's life-limiting, life-threatening and complex healthcare needs. This is an example of a child's set of beads. This is Clemmy. She has arthritis. It's a very complex chronic condition for her. And these are the beads that she's gathered over many, many years. We only introduced the beads about 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And part of our innovation, what we wanted to do was to retrospectively take every child's journey back to the very beginning. For each child's beads is the length of their journey so far. We're about to engage in the neonatal project, so we're going to be the first outside of a hospital trust to give beads to neonates at the very start of their journey. We've had 2 parties. This is our first anniversary. This cake was made by one of our nursing colleagues. We invite all of the children, their parents, our board, other very important guests, to meet our children and to understand the journey that they've gone through. For children like William, I'm going to introduce you to William shortly. It's about what's important to them, it's what's important to their families. William is 6 now, and he has cerebral palsy, and he's recently developed diabetes. So he's getting beads for injections, he's getting beads for nights in hospital, he's getting beads for going to outpatients, he's getting beads for pretty much everything. This is Katie, one of our nurses, and Rebecca, who you're also going to meet very shortly at our party last year. You're also about to meet Ollie. We've been looking after Ollie since he was 3 weeks old. He's now 12. We've given him 12 years worth of beads, and you're going to meet him shortly. I don't think it says on this video, does on the other one. We've recently counted Ollie's beads. He's 12 years old. He's got 30,000 beads of courage. He's got 98 lengths of him. And I think that's very telling. These are Rebecca's beads. The yellow beads signify a night in hospital. The rainbow beads signify a visit from a therapist, an OT. So it's very much about engaging the whole multidisciplinary team. We've just brought a few sort of things that the children have said. It's about how brave I've been. It's about the journey I've been on. It's about the journey I'm going to continue on. Rebecca's written us a piece, and for me, and I'm hurrying through because I really, really want to show our video, is the very last statement where she says, every bead tells a story. Every bead is my story. I'm about to introduce you now to William, to Rebecca, and to Ollie, and to their mums. And I'm going to shut up.
The Beads of Courage had been running quite successfully in children's oncology for many years, and they wanted to set up a new project for children who've got longer term chronic health conditions.
William's Beads of Courage are so important to us. William's had a really difficult life in lots of ways, lots of ups and downs. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, and the beads have given us a way to show his journey in a really lovely visual way that we can share with other people. We use them just ourselves to enable us to look back at his journey and what we've been through, and with all sorts of different people we use them to show them actually how far he's come, because it can be quite hard for people that have not had contact with someone quite like William to understand, to imagine actually how much they do go through. And they see the beads and most people go, wow, gosh, and it is quite shocking for them, but it really gives them a better understanding.
It's been running through CCS for about 18 months now, and quite often if they take them anywhere and show them to professionals, you know, they'll often be asked about them. How come have you got them? What are they for? You know, and what do they mean to you?
I think for Becky, these are great for her to reflect on, because obviously people don't understand on a daily basis what she necessarily has to go through. So at least she's got like a story to tell, and she can explain, well, this bead was when I was in hospital, this is when I had my port put in. So it just gives her something to reflect on and be able to discuss with other children and adults and teachers and whoever she wants to discuss it with. And you do like talking about them, don't you? Yes.
If I'm like having like something done, what I have had done in the past, it's quite nice because I can like look at them and think I've done it once, I can do it again.
I mean, it was Mags that introduced us to these actually a year ago when Becky was in hospital. And I think it's a great programme, and anything we can do to encourage them is fantastic.
It's so rewarding, you know, taking them out to the children and showing them the bags of beads that I've got for them, because, you know, they don't just get one bead per month. You know, some children get up to 300 or 400 beads per month.
Having a visual way of being able to explain to people what Oliver goes through on a daily basis is it's huge. Being able to say to people don't really get how much stuff that he goes through, and being able to show them that every single bead on here represents something that he's gone through in the last 12 years. It's also marking milestones for him. So every time he has something major done, that's marked by a special bead. And for me, that means loads, more than words can say.
They mean to me as a sign of courage and brave stuff.
Courage and brave stuff. If you've got to do something horrible, then you know that you're going to get a bead of courage for doing it. Does that help? Yeah. I think it's a really good way as well for the children to be able to explain to people what goes on. Sometimes they can't put into words what goes on in their life, but Ollie will quite often get his beads out and show them that he's had a new bead or there's a new something. So it's a way for them to be able to express what goes on without actually having to express it.
Absolutely everybody loves it. It's given them a way of talking to each other as well. We've had 2 tea parties, one at the launch of the project and one at a year, and the parents all love coming together and talking to other parents, because the world of sick children is quite small, and generally they don't meet each other apart from maybe bumping into each other in hospital clinics, etc. So coming somewhere where it's normal, it's a family day, you can bring your brothers and your sisters and have tea and cake. You know, it's just been an overwhelming success.
We just would like to let people know how brilliant it is and how much we treasure them and value them, and how, you know, they just seem like little beads. They might not be worth much in some ways, but actually they're hugely significant to us, and they somehow have this ability to turn a lot of the negative things we go through into something a bit positive.
What would we do without our amazing community team and without our awesome Mags? The support that you get, it doesn't just run to Ollie, it runs to us as a family unit. And we've been doing this for 12 years, and Mags has been a part of Ollie's life for most of his life. But having somebody who is there for us constantly drives me nuts. She's very bossy, but is just awesome, really awesome. And the team we are very lucky, very lucky. You love Mags, don't you? Yeah.